President Donald Trump just dropped a bombshell. New tariffs on Mexico, or Mexico as the Mexicans call it, Canada and China. He signed off on this major economic policy at his Mar-a-Lago club on Saturday. The idea behind these tariffs is to curb the flow of drugs and undocumented immigrants into the U.S. However, this move risks leading to significant price hikes for American consumers on everyday goods like avocados, sneakers, and even cars. Mexico, Canada, and China are already pushing back. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum announced that her country will impose retaliatory tariffs, while Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau vowed to implement far-reaching retaliatory levies. How far-reaching that to be, we'll wait to find out. By the way, China's Commerce Ministry plans to file a complaint with the World Trade Organization and take countermeasures, although they didn't elaborate. This is given the aura for, you know, you do me, I do you. So if you start, we are ready. Like, bring it on. Where do you want to take this to? We are ready. But I'm kind of surprised with China's response to this. I would have thought that straight away, you know, China and the US, they're used to this trade war. Would have said, okay, is that what you're doing, US? This is us. But bringing in the World Trade Organization. Recall that the DG of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Kunjo-Wela, had advised against things like this, you know, retaliatory policies without even thinking. So it seems like China is thinking and saying, WHO, you need to wade in, because what we might do, you understand. And Mexico is also threatening, you know, to implement far-reaching retaliations as well as Canada. Where do you see this going?
Well, it's not going anywhere. And I think that's why the DG WTO also has said that people should count their cost before they are responding. And that is what it is. There's no amount of retaliation, for example, Mexico or Canada would put on America. When you look at the population side by side, America is about over 300 million people.
But do you think Trump is being too hard on these countries?
No, you wait. Let me just finish my thought. Canada is about 40 million people. They have the land, but they don't have the size. So American is their market. Trump is saying, if you increase it, I increase it. Let's see you suffer. America has the money and still remains the richest country on earth, no matter how good China is doing. So when you look at it, for example, the GDP of BRICS put together is still not half of the GDP of the Western bloc. So what you are seeing is the fact that American first policy of Donald Trump is to ensure that first and foremost, what is coming into our country, we have to monitor, we have to restrict it. And the way to do that is that we don't want to continue to tax our people. We want to put tariffs on some goods that are coming in so that we don't allow illicit drugs and the rest of it enter into our country for free. And I think those are issues that are very germane that we should look at. Should people be actually selling drug, cartelling drug into the America? You are killing productivity in that environment.
But isn't that blaming America for the misbehavior of American citizens? Would Mexicans be selling drugs if there was no market for drugs in the U.S.?
That is what we say. But you see, if you had read the history of China and Great Britain on the Opium War, it is said, even when China said we don't want opium, in short, Great Britain went to war against China, and China were defeated, and they forced opium on them. So you see, you have to see, the truth of the matter is that it's not a legal trade. These things are coming in through all manners of means. People swallow these things and they bring it inside. And of course, you are having a society where people are prosperous, and which is of course one of the side effects of prosperity, because if a generation becomes prosperous, the generation that follows tends to live at ease. And this is what we're seeing. And so people, of course, will continue to have this side effect, but government must find a way to ensure that this don't come in. And this is why he's not just talking about tariff, he's talking about building walls around the borders so that these things don't continue to flow in. But what China will do is China can't say to America in the face, because American has a lot of interest in China also. So if you say you want to go to get, and this is why I even give consideration to China, because while Mexico is collecting 25%, Canada collecting 25%, it gave just 10% tariff hike to China. So yes, let them put it on the table. But the truth of the matter is that America in a global world cannot continue to pay the bills of others. So you must also find a way to create prosperity at home, so that the overhang debt that's going to 300 trillion US dollars, we must find a way to be solved. See, if you look at it...
Let's get the thoughts of Priya. What do you think the WTO would respond to in this new tariff season?
Before now, I think Madam Okonjo-Iweala had already seen the handwritings on the wall, and that's why she came, first of all, preaching peace, that please do not respond to America the same way Trump, has issued out the executive policies, and that, look, I'm going to tariff your goods, except you come into my country to set up the factories and your production hub, your production centers, then you can produce in my country, then I will reduce it to 10%, or I'll bring it below that, because you'll be creating employment for the American citizens. But if you're not going to come here to do it, I'm going to impose tariffs, and I'm not going to hold back. Ngozi has said it before, do not respond tit for tat.
The way you said it, like you attended a naming ceremony. On behalf of her, let me ask that.
I call her my auntie.
Okay, go ahead.
Please don't respond tit for tat. And I think China is the most strategic in all of this. It's not making noise. If you look at China's body language, they know what to do. They knew, okay, if we are going to fight back, we know how we are going to fight back. You see Mexico and Canada jump. Please don't jump. I think they should just calm down and probably have a meeting with Mr. Donald Trump. And the reason why Donald Trump is, bringing that heavy stick on Canada and Mexico is because China gets some of its product into America through these two countries, including the European Union. He has complained about the fentanyl drug that he feels is destroying lives, and that is coming through Mexico. He has complained about the car manufacturing companies in the United States that are almost become moribund and dysfunctional, and how Canada is manufacturing cars. And of course, the market is the United States, where they ship that to, including Mexico, who, like citizens coming from the African continent, finds America as a green pasture where they will go and develop and build their life. So I think Mr. Justin Trudeau shouldn't just go tit for tat, because they are going to suffer if they do that. I think a word is enough for the wise.